What is the most popular molecular medical textbook? Gray's Anatomy. Welcome to the stream, my friends, and happy Wednesday. Thank you for being here tonight for more of this torment. More completely optional, completely pointless Bubsy 3D. A damageless challenge, an attempt to clear the final level damageless. My PB is 2 hits. I've cleared it with 2 hits, I think 4 times. I just can't seem to do any better than that. It's very, I want to argue that it's very luck-based. It definitely is. It may be possible to be more skilled at the level. I think I'm at the peak of my skill threshold, though. I think even if it is a skill issue, for me it's a luck issue at this point. Because I don't think there is much getting better. But we're going to try this for a little while, a couple hours. We're going to try and keep this somewhat brief, because I think we may end the stream a little earlier tonight. It's 10:40 right now. I'm expecting to go until about 4 a.m. So, you know, a fairly sizable stream, but a little earlier than our typical 5 a.m. ending point is what I expect. But we'll see. I'm never right about how long I think the stream's gonna last. Got my attendance credit with that joke. I must be off. Welcome in, Zergling. Zergling is first in chat tonight with Lucent Jelly and Stream Kyle here as well. Kyle currently on a 5 stream streak. Thank you, Kyle, for tuning in so very consistently. Definitely appreciate having you here so often. Thank you for choosing to spend your time with us. Is my coffee drinkable yet? Thank you for the coffee, by the way, Jelly. I think that's still too hot. Alright, well, let's dive into our attempts. We're going to work on this for a couple hours, but I want to give the majority of our time tonight to Jet Force Gemini. We're working through trying to beat that for the first time. I'm pretty late into the game. Well, I'd say I'm pretty late into the game. I don't necessarily think that's true. I don't think that's really the right way to say it. I'm at the point where, like, the main story of the game, it's a weird game because it's very closed off at the start for the first several hours. And then you hit a point where the game world really opens up. And that feels like the late game to me. But that's also, I think, where the overwhelming majority of our time is going to be spent. So that's not really the right way to phrase it. But I don't really know what to call it. The map is opened up, and we have a lot of collectible hunting to do in that game. Is maybe just the best thing I can say. Bring the volume up probably a touch. But this challenge first. Bubsy 3D has been an experience. We have beaten this game. I've actually gotten both endings. I got all the rockets. I got 200 atoms on every stage, which was a completely pointless optional challenge I gave myself. And speaking of that, I'm also trying to beat this stage damageless, and then we'll be done with Bubsy 3D. I'll be out of things to do to stretch this game out any further. Surely you could think of another challenge, Jelly says. Well, the thing about that is, surely I could, but I honestly just don't want to. I mean, I could always, if I really wanted, I could always try and learn the speed run. I don't speed run very often, but it's not like I've never done it. And how about beating all the levels without collecting a single atom? That's actually not possible, I think. It might be. That's a really tough challenge. If it is possible, it's really tough because the stages where you have to ride the rockets around, sometimes those drive you through atoms. You might can jump out of the rocket in such a way that you could avoid the atom and land back in the rocket, but boy, that would be tough. My grandma's name was Shirley, so she was never able to use the "I am serious and don't call me Shirley" joke. There's always a set of people out there, right? If it's a joke revolving around any name, there's always going to be a set of people out there with that name. I can't think of any jokes revolving around the name Frownie, so I don't know if there's anything I'm barred out of. Uh-oh. Oh, extreme luck! No! No! We were doing so well. This was the ultimate run, and now it died. Oh. I am broken-hearted. I am broken in two. I don't buy that. I don't buy that either. This is robbery. Alright, well that's a new PB. One hit. We beat the level with one hit. There's only one possible improvement to make. Ah, that could have been the run. That could have been the run. Hey Greg, welcome in. My grandma had a sister named Karen. Contrary to the meme, she's a pretty nice lady, Stream Kyle says. Right on. Oh, I have such mixed emotions right now. I'm so upset that that wasn't it. Can you imagine if we'd gotten it first try of the night? I would have been able to, I would have been celebrating for the entire rest of the stream. If you didn't make it to the end of the of last night's stream, by the way, that puzzle game that we were playing, I got 3 levels left. I got 3 levels left. I hit a glitch. I hit a glitch in the game where one of the levels I solved the puzzle and the level didn't end. It didn't move on to the next level. It just sat there. I beat it. I cleared it 3 times and it's just bugged. I don't know if it's bugged to where the level never, well, it just can't end, like the end can't be triggered, or if I found an alternate solution to the puzzle that the developers didn't account for. I kind of don't think that's it, though. I think the stage is bugged because the way these puzzles are made, it really seems like there's, well, the way this particular puzzle's made, it really seems like there's only one possible solution. But I don't know. I don't have much of a mind for puzzles, I guess. I just, every puzzle is a struggle for me. Woo, for mixed feelings for the rest of the night, Zergling says. At least I can brag about progress, so even if I fail entirely for the next 2 hours, I can brag about progress to everyone who asks. I like the idea. If Jelly and I have children, I like the idea of naming them after my grandparents. But my grandparents all have my grandparents all had names that are now very much out of vogue. So it's a really hard sell for it's a really hard sell for Jelly to to convince her to come on board with me with that idea. being greedy in that boss fight there. And rightfully punished with the You know, that's not even what the disc for Bubsy 3D looks like. On the loading screen, they have a Bubsy 3D disc, and it doesn't even look like that. that Come on. They just they never missed an opportunity to do something wrong with this game. That's probably why I like it so much, because I'm so very deeply familiar with doing the wrong thing at every possible opportunity. That one wasn't my fault. Oops. Well, that was lucky. Playing this so greedy is not getting me anywhere. But do I change my MO? You bet I don't. No! Oh, that was close. No! There were so many close calls. I can't really say I'm surprised by that. On the one hand, when I'm done with Bubsy 3D, I kind of just don't want to play anything with tank controls again for as long as possible. On the other hand, maybe when I'm done with Bubsy 3D is the best time to play everything with tank controls because I'm so used to them. I quote-unquote used to them. I still obviously perform very poorly. When will you be done with Bubsy 3D? As soon as I clear this stage damageless. It's the very last thing I want to do. If I could just do this, I'll be done with it. You know, I could try to beat every stage damageless if we really wanted to. By the way, if I ever announce that I'm going to do every stage in Bubsy 3D damageless, I'm unsubscribing from my own stream. Yeah, one stage, then another, then another. I knew it, Greg says. You're right, I can't help myself. It's only 2. I thought that might have been 3 hits. I'm taking a risk. Okay, good. I didn't actually see what pattern we were on. I was just hoping I was right. That's what the risk was there. You know, I love challenges, and I don't think that's ever going to change, but as much as I love challenges, I do dislike how they get in the way of my first playthrough progress. if I ever had the opportunity to play this game modded for analog support, I would only want to play it like that if it was compatible with the Nintendo 64 controller. I feel like that's the only controller like that's jank enough to be worthy of this game. Really. That's the biggest flaw with this one, is its lack of Nintendo 64 control support being a PlayStation game. Yeah, let's go ahead and practice, I guess. If you can call anything that I do, like, when we're in this sort of stage, practice, because it's all random. You never know, like, I call this, you know, this random, and I really feel like it is, but the thing is, until you stumble upon a new strategy, you can't really say that you can never really say there isn't a strategy for something, right? All I can definitively say is I don't know a strategy. Yeah, what a terrible game. What a combo. A PlayStation 1 game with an N64 controller. I mean, I love the Nintendo 64, don't get me wrong. And the controller was a brilliant move. Designed the way it was, but every controller that has existed since has made it look super ridiculous in hindsight. I really like the Virtual Boy controller. That's the only controller I know of with 2 D-pads. Nothing, like, there isn't much of anything that really uses the Virtual Boy controller in any, like, in any like cool way that stands out to me or anything. I just like the design of it. It's very pleasantly symmetrical. That could have easily, like in a parallel universe, that could have easily turned out to be what the Nintendo 64 controller was. The Virtual Boy controller. I can easily imagine Nintendo just having decided to go with 2 D-pads. Instead of the, like, analog stick and C button idea. I knew that wasn't going very far. Oh, these load times are brutal. Remind me in the future to only do challenges like this on cartridge games. Have you ever hear me like thinking out loud, talking like I might be trying to convince myself to do any sort of challenge with a game that's on a disc? Just please remind me of Bubsy 3D. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know why I suddenly can't make it through this hallway. Send help. I just can't get out of this section anymore. How many times have I died now without making it to the first boss? 6, 7? It's been half an hour because every time I die I have to stare at the loading screen for 8 minutes. It's gonna be burned into my retinas. Alright, that was ugly. I didn't really deserve to make it, but it made it. Oh. Well, we're gonna get to run down the hallway again sooner than you think. I wonder why it didn't occur to the makers of this game to do the controls more like Spyro. Like, I know Spyro hadn't existed yet, but it just seems... Well, because they wanted to put a strafe. Oh, but the strafe is so bad. It just seems like being able to move the camera with the shoulder buttons in order to give Bubsy, like, more natural left and right movement. I don't know. It's obvious after the fact. Hey, Chozo, welcome in. I can't really fault them for not thinking of it, I guess. And who knows, maybe they did, and maybe it ran really badly or something. I don't know.
He floats through the air.
I don't make games. I don't know how ideas go through people's minds and not. Never had a chance. Never had a chance. Like, when I get hit while I'm bouncing around out here, it still doesn't really feel fair because I can't see anything that's happening. Right? But it's different than being hit coming out of an animation. It still feels like... It may not be any different, but it's easier to accept. 7 streams. Hey, that's almost a year, Chozo. Thank you for the thank you for being here for a whole week. Technically longer since I don't stream every day. This is going nowhere. One week of Frownie still saying cannot recommend to the CIA? What? My favorite PlayStation 1 game, Bubsy 3D, Chozo says. If you're playing something I have played or something I don't care about being spoiled, I will at least lurk. Always appreciated, Chozo. It's very kind of you. I tried to do that. I tried to do that as much as I can. Myself. I feel tremendously disadvantaged, though. It's never have I ever, has it, like, there's so many games I haven't played. There's so many games I haven't played. You know, I look down my list and, like, the people I follow, like, I see people live, and it's like, there's just so frequently they're playing stuff I have never gotten to yet. It's crushing. I gotta play more games so I can watch more streams. We hit a new PB, by the way. I cleared the stage with only 1 hit of damage, so I've done as good as I can possibly do without getting the run. I mean, I guess arguably a better PB would be if I took the damage later in the boss fight. Like, I technically got further without taking a hit, but it's really all the same at that point. Closer and closer. I'm as close as I can be without getting it. It's just it's really just a matter of grinding attempts until I get lucky at this point, which is not a position I enjoy being in. But every challenge gets to that point eventually, right? My skill ceiling is definitely not infinitely high. I've been playing this boss really aggressively and losing a lot of runs. I've been being rightfully punished for it, but when I do make it through, I feel so much better having played it aggressively. Unless I get here and get hit by a bunny rabbit.
Look out below!
Oh, where am I? No! Immediately. We don't even get to play. That's the worst. That's the worst. It happens all the time, every time. I just immediately take damage. I don't even get a chance to play. It's so sad. is wrong. Game is mean. Game is a bully. Treats me unfairly. It's better to just quit out of the stage when we're down to our last hit. I forfeit a little potential practice, but it's worth it because if I'm at my last hit, I'm probably going to die anyway, and that's just one more animation I have to sit through if I do. I'm already sitting through 2 hours of loading screens, so, you know, I don't want to pile an animation on top of that, too. I'm shocked there isn't another loading screen between the title screen and the level. I'm gonna get hit. I mean, that's as good as you can possibly be at this boss, I think. I think that's what maximum skill looks like for that boss fight, right? I did mention we used to have someone who would show up in the chat sometimes. I haven't seen them in like, I don't know, like 2 years. Maybe not quite that long. I don't even remember it. Like, I couldn't share what their screen name was even if I wanted to because I don't remember what it was. But I just remember there was this one person that would show up that was a really big fan of Bubsy games. Like, they wanted to send me a copy of Bubsy 3D to get me to play it on the stream. Or, you know, they offered to. And I don't know if it's a shame. I don't know if it's a shame that they've missed all these Bubsy playthroughs, or if it's a blessing that they've missed all these Bubsy playthroughs. Because if you really like Bubsy, if you somehow really like Bubsy, you gotta hate watching me play it, right? What was that noise? Did everyone hear that? It was like a really low ringing noise. Boom. I don't know what that was. I don't know if that was in the game or if that was in real life. I've never heard it before. it's definitely all luck. I'm not getting any better. It's 100% just grinding attempts until I get lucky. There's no skill in this challenge anymore. None at all. That's the best. That's the way I like running down those hallways. I can't always do it like that because I don't always turn as tightly as I want to. That made my heart skip a beat. Obi-Wan Kenobi emote? Frownie, you have done this to yourself? When does Obi-Wan say you've done this to yourself? I would guess on Mustafar. Episode 3, Anakin, you've done this to yourself? When Anakin accuses him of taking Padme away from him. Okay, the context makes sense. I can't picture the scene in my head, but... I'm not, I'm not super well versed in the Star Wars prequels. It's pretty amazing. To me that I was able to pull the name of that planet out of my brain. Wait a minute. Why did that hit not count? Did that hit not count either? Game is wrong. I missed. Oh, I really wish this wasn't a family-friendly stream. I want to say some things about this game right now. I like all Star Wars, though I really like the OG trilogy and the lore behind everything Chozo says. I'm a very, very casual Star Wars fan. I like Star Wars better than Star Trek. But I'm still, extremely casual in it. I like the original trilogy. They were, Yeah, I was really into them for a while when I was a kid. I don't think that I guess my feelings about the prequels are pretty mixed, and I'm really just not interested in anything else. I haven't really heard anything good about the Disney stuff, and even if I wanted to check it out, there's too much of it now. I like my media, my franchises to be like small and easily digestible. I don't like sprawling things where there's hundreds of episodes and there's all these TV shows and movies and books, and some stuff's canon and some stuff's not canon, and side stories, and it's too much. I'm not interested anymore. It's too big. I like everything. I like it to be digestible. We have a raid coming in. Very nice. Hang out here on the we'll just hang out here on the title, or on the stage select screen for a moment while everyone gets settled. Small Block Boy, welcome in. Thank you for the raid. Very pleased to have you join us, and welcome into your friends. We're playing some Bubsy 3D. This game has the reputation for being one of the worst things in existence, and the thing is, I actually kind of like it. Tell us about your stream, though. I'd be interested to hear what you were doing tonight. How things will go for you. Software and game development. You make games. Very nice. I've heard amazing things about this game. This game is pretty wild. It's pretty terrible, but I think it's incompetently terrible, not maliciously terrible, for the most part. I'm just clicking through and checking out your page here. Small Block Boy. I am small and I make small things. Right on. I specialize in 2D games. Use a combination of pixel and vector art for my assets. Also play a variety of games from time to time for inspiration, and other times for fun. This is a channel of learning. We're all on our own personal journeys, be they big or small. Love the sentiment. I'm going to give you a follow, my friend. Hopefully I'll be able to catch you live at some point, depending on how our schedules line up with one another. I try to make games, currently working on a Vampire Survivors type game. Alright, so I haven't actually played Vampire Survivors. It's I've played games that people compare to it, and I've been told that it's really good. So that sounds interesting to me, because that's a game that's on my like tenuous to-do list. Is it a so if you say it's a Vampire Survivors type game, is it like a top-down twin stick shooter type thing? Sorry, I'm just catching up on some of the chat that I missed before. There was a little chatter about Star Wars. Trying to keep it just move input because I'm doing it solo. Walking simulator with a bunch of flying bits, basically. I don't entirely know what to picture from that description. But I certainly wish for you that the development is going along smoothly. Steady progress with not too many frustrating challenges. Omega, welcome in. Pleasure to have you here, my friend. So I've played all the way through this game to catch everyone up on where we are. It took a few nights, but I did beat the game. I actually got both endings. I collected all of the collectibles on every stage. Both the ones that are for progress and the ones that are not. So I've done this game as completely as I think it is possible to do it, pretty much. You know, we could quibble over a little bit of stuff, but you know, I got all the rockets, I got all the atoms. I don't think you could ask for a whole lot more. And I'm now trying for our grand finale here to do one final challenge, and that is to beat this current stage, damageless. And that is very, very hard to do. Because the last boss is super random and super bogus. But I've gotten close. My best run has been a single hit run. I took one piece of damage. So if I do any better at all, it's victory. Trouble is, I'm not doing any better. I'm working backward. Oh, by the way, Smole, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you coming on board with us. Yep, yeah, This game has been a good time. For the most... I mean, there have been dark times with this game. I have been stuck and frustrated and, you know, quite upset and angry with this game at times. But I've also found this game inexplicably charming and sometimes very clever. And a lot of the bad times I've had with this game are things I have done to myself. So, like, if you were playing through this game a bit more casually and just going for an any percent or a true ending run without going absolutely wild for the collectibles like I've been doing, like, I think it's very possible to have a good time with this game. It's rough to get started with. There's like a big early learning curve to adjust to the very high jank factor. But rip. If you can stick through that, it is definitely possible to have a lot of fun with this game. I think that's another one-hit run, right? So let's say 4. It does. I tied my PB. 1 hit. Oh, I failed again with just 1 hit. I mean, I failed a long time ago, but so close, and yet so far. This is fairly typical for what we do around here for those new who may be hanging out with us. Thank you again for checking out the stream. I'm live most nights of the week between 11 p.m. and 5 a.m. Central Time, so late night stream. We mostly aim for a. I try and aim for a mostly chill, mostly kind of family friendly sort of vibe, relaxing, low stress atmosphere. I'm constantly stressed, but I hope the viewers aren't. I like retro games. I prioritize playing through everything in an extremely blind fashion. I try very hard to avoid learning anything about a game outside of just firsthand, like, hands on the controller experience. I'm not perfect at it, but I try very hard. I try very hard to do everything that way. I like brutally difficult platformers like Castlevania and Contra and Super Ghouls and Ghosts, and will frequently challenge myself to do like no death runs or limited item runs or things like that through them. I'm not much of a speedrunner, but I like taking very difficult games and playing them very well in a pretty casual sort of way, if that makes any sense. I like broken trash games as well, so like this one is right up my alley. And I like collecting things. We do a lot of 100% runs through games. So again, like, this game really speaks to me, being so janky and also having so much to collect. I was kind of destined to love it, despite all the terrible things I heard about it. I think there was no way I wasn't gonna fall in love with this game, considering the kind of stuff I like. The kind of stuff I like and the kind of stuff I like to do in games. But that's it. That's the general idea. We will play M-rated games from time to time, despite the mostly kind of family-friendly vibe. That does happen on occasion, and I do play modern games every now and then, but mostly just Nintendo stuff on the Switch. I'm very heavily a PC or a console gamer. I've never been very good with PCs. I said that almost exactly backward. Oh, this is gonna be bad. I'm usually playing on real hardware as well, for whatever that's worth. I don't have anything against emulation, but I'm very attached to like the feel of the original controllers and like using the old box TV. So with all the benefits and downsides that come along with that, we're usually on original hardware. That was a bad move. I should have not spread out my attack. Oh, I feel like I'm gonna get hit. I did. No. Oh, that could have been it. No, we were down to the last one. Alright, that's it. I took a hit, one hit away from victory. That is the best you can do without getting the run. That is inarguably the best you can possibly do and still fail. Oh, I hate everything right now. Oh. Frownie, the challenge isn't just in the gameplay, but knowing when to play something else, Greg says. Oh, my. I'm so unhappy, my friends. Just kidding, of course. I'm okay with whatever you play. Thank you, Greg. Very grateful for that perspective. I mean, I can't fault people. I play a lot of stuff that's like very hard to enjoy. So like I can't fault people for tuning out when I play something that's really bogus. You know, I'm gonna try, you know, I'm not gonna hold that against someone if they're like, I have to get away from this game. Because I get it. But I really appreciate the you know, all the people, and I'm lucky enough that there's quite a few. I really appreciate the people that are down for whatever nonsense we do on the stream. No, I'm okay with whatever you play too, Frownie, as long as it isn't Splatterhouse 2. Thank you, Zergling. I'm sorry I have to disappoint you sometimes. Hopefully not for long. If I can just get my Deathless run in Splatterhouse 2, I'll be happy to retire it until, you know. I mean, I really like the game. We're definitely going to play it every now and then. Like I'll probably do it like we'll probably do a night. I imagine once I've completed all 3 of the Splatterhouse games deathless, I imagine they'll basically be in retirement, except for like once a year in October. We might do a night where we play through all 3 of them or something, assuming I even like the 3rd one. There are things like that where I want to come back to them every now and then for sure, but I'm gonna be very happy to not play it for a while after we get the run. Yeah, as a veteran of Frownie streams, I'm used to disappointment, Circling says. Oh, that cuts. That cuts deep. Oh. When did you find the stream, Zergling? Didn't you find the stream during the Battletoads saga? So like, I mean, if I'm remembering right, you definitely came in at like the perfect time to get inoculated to the horrors that happen on this stream. Super Metroid for me, Greg says. I want to play more Super Metroid. I know I've been talking about that forever, and it's still probably going to be a long time before I get to it. But I want to try and do 100% in Super Metroid. I don't know that I'm good enough to do it, but I want to give it a try. You know, to do it on my own without looking stuff up. First stream here was Mickey's Speedway. Oh, nice. I still haven't finished that game. I do recall Battletoads. Not sure what actually led me to this particular stream. Yeah, and I never remember. I never remember what helps me find a stream. Pretty much, like. A good deal of the stuff that I watch is, I guess I've discovered from returned raids. Since I stream for a lot of hours, like that's one of the most convenient ways for me to find a stream is when someone raids this channel. You know, I like to eventually, if I'm able, someday to raid them back, and like that's, you know, how I find a lot of the stuff that I regularly watch. Not exclusively, but, you know, a lot of it. Is that it? Did we do it? Do we still have 5 hits in the tank? Victory, my friends! We did it! Agent Frownie always wins! Challenge complete! Bubsy 3D is dead! Everyone celebrate! Let's go! Please, no one tell me that the achievement specifies that you have to get both rockets. Please don't tell me that the achievement mandates both rockets. I don't want to hear it. I do want to hear it if it's true, but I don't want to hear it, you know what I'm saying? Oh my goodness. Oh, that was brutal.
At approximately 4,500 hours, our majestic queens soundly defeated the furry villain and placed it.
Alright, I'm going to turn the volume down on the game because I'm going to talk over this. Because we've already seen this. We've already seen this cut. I'm sorry if you haven't seen it, my friends. It's Bubsy 3D. The cutscenes are terrible nonsense anyway. You're not missing anything. But I'm turning it real low so I can talk over it. I'm going to catch up on the chat. I see a few people have come in. Otaku, great to see you again. I hope you're doing well. And Jojack, welcome in. Master Tuesday, happy Tuesday. See some names. Let me rewind the chat, though. Oh, yeah, the bridge in the swamp. Yeah, I still haven't mastered that, Omega, for Mickey Speedway. Yeah, that's part of the stuff I've got to go back to. We should do that. I like that game. I like it a lot. Still playing this garbage. I am, Otaku. I am. We're done, though. I just completed the challenge. I think we're done. Unless I find out you're supposed to get both rockets.
Really, if I could be allowed to continue using the stored atom capacity he built up in his fur.
I don't plan to come back to this one. This game. See, I like this game, and I think that it's pretty... I think this game is pretty great in a bizarre way. But I can't defend it. When people say it's garbage, they're not wrong. Thank you for the GG, the congrats. Thank you, my friends. I wish it was still Tuesday for me, Greg says. I'd have 2 more days off. It has been done. Final local vid. We did it. We did it. No damage. No damage. All I can say is that people are allowed to enjoy bad games. Alright, I'm actually going to look, while this cutscene is playing, I'm actually going to look at the retro achievements page for this. I don't really do, just in case, I don't really do retro achievements, my friends. I really like to watch retro achievement streams, but I don't do them myself because of the real hardware kind of situation I have going on. But this challenge to do that last stage damageless was inspired by RA. That's why I'm talking about it so much right now, and why I'm looking at this real quick. I just wanted to see if the challenge, the damageless final stage challenge for RA, if it said anything about do it damageless and get both rockets. No, it just says clear the final stage without being hit. Go back to stage select if fail. I think it says 16 people have completed it. So I'm unofficially the 17th person to do that challenge. What a nightmare. What a nightmare. Alright, we're done with this. We're going to switch gears, my friends. We're going to put Bubsy 3D away. I don't think we're going to see this game again for a very, very long time. We're going to switch over to the Nintendo 64 for the rest of the night, and we are going to play Jet Force Gemini, continue our playthrough of that one. Thank you for being with me for this this amazing journey. It's been filled with all kinds of nonsense. But we did it. We're done. I'm very glad we did it. I'm very happy it's over. Let me step away a moment. Bye-bye, Bubsy. Bye-bye, Bubsy, indeed. I just remember going 45-0 against someone in a fighting game using a bottom-tier grappler, Omega says. Sounds to me like you have a lot of grappling skill. I think I'm more likely to go 0-45 in a fighting game. Final says, nothing short of a small army now advocating for me to get healed now. Should be getting some results fairly soon, I hope. I hope so, Final. I really wish the best for you, my friend. Many, many bobcats. Super happy to see this game go away. Alright, well, without further ado, I'll be right back with you, my friends.